The witch cracking me up. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going?
Happy October. Happy October.
Can you believe it's already October 15th?
No.
I can't.
I cannot.
It's wild. I'm excited to be here. I know DC is excited to be here. I hope that everybody is doing well. And before we get into tonight's video, should we do the pour first, or what should we do?
The iconic pour, of course.
Okay.
I mean, because we just had the cauldron, so I think it's only fair to give Dr. Pepper its moment. You know what I'm saying?
Smart. Yeah, we're gonna do some bubbles really quick. So if you don't like little ASMR moments, turn your sound down for just a moment. Let me back up my keyboard. All right. That
pretty good.
Opening was, yikes, that's intense. I hope you have headphones on.
Well, that put that cauldron to shame. I'll tell you that right meow. That was so crispy. That was a 20 out of 10 on the crispy chart.
We should rip that sound for your cauldron.
Oh my god. I'm taking that sound.
I do like your bubbles though.
I mean, we like the bubbles, but I think we can all say Dr. Pepper just blew that cauldron right out of the water. Right out of the slime.
Oh, all right. So now that I'm going to be caffeinated here shortly, welcome back, everybody. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. My name is Erin Bies. I'm a certified personal trainer, a former MLM distributor, and full-time professional scam explainer, educator. I don't know what I want to call that. But tonight we're going to be reacting to a video from Kendra Adams and Kelsey Littles, the duo behind the Foundry. And DC and I have both covered Kendra Adams on both of our channels. So make sure that you guys check out the video description, because we've linked some videos in there that may be of interest to you. And in this video, they say that it's a faith-based empowerment movement for entrepreneurs. Just say that 3 times fast, I dare you. But plot twist, it's actually tied to Enagic. The water filters, the water, you guys, it's water, everybody, remember that whole sound effect? Thanks, Alexis Brady, for that, by the way. Enagic, the company selling those $5,000 Kangen water filters. So before we dive into this, dare I say, hydration hustle, I have a guest on my channel, and I'm a guest on somebody else's channel. So the one and only DC, everybody.
Hello, to I guess my squirrels, but I guess I'm the chaos in chief over there, but I am DC and I cover cult tactics, kind of manipulation, well, I guess manipulation, but all of the creative ways that MLMs rebrand themselves as empowerment movements. And oh boy, as Erin was saying, but this one is a mix of faith, funnels, emotional manipulation, everything I hate, a little bit of a splash of spiritual marketing, and all leading to those Enagic filters. Gross. So we hate it. I hate it.
Same. I hate it too. And I want to be really clear because I know that there are, um, I want to say a cauldron of beliefs.
Good
A right? Like
one.
there's everybody believes different things here when it comes to religion or lack of beliefs or whatnot. And all of that is welcome always. And we're not saying or making fun of anybody's faith or anything like that. We're exposing how MLM leaders use emotional and spiritual language in order to try and recruit people into their scheme and exploit their work, their time, their energy, their creativity, things of that nature. So you're going to hear things like activation and embodiment and alignment and faith lens. And we're going to translate that hopefully into plain English, plain language, casual language. We're going to call out the manipulation, hopefully save a few wallets of people. That's my goal. That's our goal. So I hope you have your favorite drink. I have my Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. And I hope you have a snack, and I hope you've taken care of yourself today. And yeah, so I don't know. I was going to say something like grab your filtered water from your fridge or whatever, but not the $5,000 overpriced Kangen water filter kind. let's
Yeah.
get to the video. If
Yeah, I just uploaded it because then I had a technical difficulty right before we started, which that's totally on brand for me, but I just put it back in. I know you said to grab your wallets or like protect your wallets, but I was thinking like probably protect your mortgage payment or you and a friend's mortgage payment because with how much some of these cost, you're kind of like some of them are that expensive.
it's
So,
nuts. It is
oh my
nuts to
God.
me. Yeah, you guys like the background? This was DC's creation. We
It
made the
was kind of
thumbnail
like
together.
it was both of ours.
It was
Take a
fun.
look, literally though, like take a look at the thumbnail because the Barbie boxes, the queen herself got that together. Because, like, I mean, a joy, a horror
Yeah.
Barbie landscape, just
Yeah.
delightful.
What
Just keeping us
what did
warm at night.
we put in the thumbnail? What are the two words we put in the thumbnail?
Pretty predatory, pretty
Pretty
predatory.
predatory. Yeah. So that gives you guys kind of the vibes, if you will, of what we're about
Yeah,
to cover. So
yeah,
anyways, I'm ready if you are, my friend.
totally ready.
All right, let's do it.
Everybody, happy Monday. It's a great to be grateful. It's a great to be alive. And I'm really excited for this. I wouldn't even
They didn't upload it in that high of a quality. I don't know if we're surprised, but I certainly am not. Can I just say I'm not gonna get distracted. I really am not. I'm gonna stay on track. And I know everyone is gonna be like, "DC, you don't stay on track." I promise I will for all of Erin's subscribers. I promise I will. Can
We're gonna do great.
I just ask if you're in an MLM high control group, can you just ask? Can you just ask your upline to record in 720 or 1080? And if they're not, that should be a sign that they're not making as much money as they promise because why wouldn't you pay for the high level of Zoom? I don't know why you wouldn't. Why would you not? Why wouldn't you? That's a sign that maybe they're not making as much money as they claim because this
interview today. He has had. And
I'm sorry.
hello.
This is a sign. This is a sign. What is going on here? Kendra? Miss Ma'am, who's saying she's making $2,000 per sale or high ticket sales or whatever she says. What is happening? That's all. That's all. Back on track. Back on track.
Totally makes sense.
Sorry. Continue.
Everybody, happy Monday. It's a great to be grateful. It's a great to be alive. And I'm really excited for this. I wouldn't even call it an interview today. I would just call it a discussion because there's no notes, there's no specific questions. But Kelsey has joined me today on this very, very special live day. And we are going to kind of recap on our journey in our business as female entrepreneurs. And we're going to talk about we don't really know what's going to come up for us. We literally just clicked the play button and was like, hey, let's just see what comes up and let's see where this goes. And so it's going to be extra spicy and good when we do.
I don't think so. I don't think that that's how that works. I think I feel like this is an act, if you will, we don't have anything prepared, so we're going to be authentic. First of all, you can have notes and be authentic. That's not that outrageous. You know, if it's spontaneous, I feel like they say these things because they're trying to get people to drop their guard. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. The hey bestie trap feels like a casual chat, not a setup for a sales pitch.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so disrespectful. It feels so disrespectful for the people who show up and give up their time. And it's like, oh my God, we're just gonna shoot the SHIT. I'm gonna do a lot of spelling when I'm trying to keep it PG for all y'all, but it's like, it's rude. It's rude in my opinion. It's rude.
Yeah, I agree.
That. Yes. So I'm really excited about this, but just to kind of give you a little preface, you guys, on what to expect on this live. You can't watch the whole thing, come back and watch the replay, but go ahead and comment hello when you guys hop on. Let us know if you're currently in network marketing, if you've been an entrepreneur, where are you coming from? We want to know who's on here so we can specifically talk to you. And if you've been in the network marketing space, like when you first started, what is something that when you first started, kind of got you going, kind of got you motivated, right? I don't like to say that word, but we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about dismantling how network marketing has been, which has been really difficult for me. I ain't gonna lie. So we're going to talk the good, bad, and the ugly on this live today. We're going to talk about vision that Kelsey has had and the impact that she's had on so many women, to include myself, and how that's come to light and how that's come to fruition, and the pains and the struggles and all the things that come with it. And we are right here at the verge of this massive expansion. It's that moment when your heart beats so fast and you want it to happen right now. That's where we're at with the Foundry. So we're going to talk about that today. So without further ado, Kelsey, what do you feel is on your heart right now that you want to start off with? I feel like I kind of want to start off with saying, hey, we're just two women, like you said here, that's built massive teams, walked the stages #1, did everything by the blueprint, did everything by the book. Well, I did. Built very large teams, like I said, and built these communities of powerful women. And then since being in low ticket, we stepped over into the high ticket space per se. And we don't call it that premium offer space. And everything just kind of is like a ripple effect right now. And I want to kind of hit off and talk about where this vision of dismantling duplication for the blueprint framework, when did that really pop off for you in your brain?
Okay, so I feel like I need to give just a little bit of background. I have never...
Before she gets into this background situation, what did she say, DC? Dismantling the blueprint?
The duplication or something of the blueprint. I don't know. Every new era MLM says this. Literally, we hear this all the time. Every MLM says this. I think we heard this in Herbalife and Prove It and Monate, and we did hear this in Modere, but I think they shut down. Oh yeah, they did. Sorry about that. And then yeah,
RIP, but not really.
They're not dismantling anything. They're repackaging it in Canva. Oh wait, whoops, sorry about that. No shade to Canva. We do love that. We love Canva. We do love a Canva moment.
We do. And we were on it earlier making the thumbnail on the Barbie things in the thumbnail. Yeah, I feel like we might hear different language from these MLM companies when it comes to duplication. They may say things like they're going to say tonight, activation, just different weird terms. But that's one of the clues for me. When I come across a post or somebody sends me a post or a live or something like that, and I'm looking at the caption, they all kind of have their own little language that points to what MLM company it is. And for them in Enagic, it's high ticket sales.
Mm.
High ticket offers, I think Kendra just called it a few minutes ago, which is ridiculous. It's a multi-level marketing company. So it's the same kind of product-based pyramid type scheme in prettier Barbie fonts or something.
Well, I mean, let's not offend Barbie. I'm just
No,
kidding.
that's true. Barbie is iconic.
Oh,
All right, let's
Went
get back
for
to the video.
mentorship inside of network marketing. It has always been in the creative entrepreneurial space, except for the one book I read by Ray Higdon,
Oh,
Freakishly
God.
Effective Social Media for Network Marketers. I did read that book, and that's actually
Why? Can you get a refund? Because
Oh,
Ray Higdon?
really? God.
Sorry, I just had to say that.
Rip.
what we did a 14-day challenge inside of this big giant massive group that I had built in a previous company, which ended up being bigger than even the corporate group. It was crazy. So many people were hungry for knowledge and trying to figure out the answers, trying to have somebody like, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. I want to learn. I want to grow. And so that was really fun doing that. However, everything that I've ever done in mentorship has always been in what I like to call the creative world. And so when I came to you a few weeks ago about going on this trip with me, it was in what I like to call a little corner of the internet that was like my little secret space where I'd just been hanging out for like 5+ years and learning and absorbing and then bringing that over into my business. And obviously I've created massive successful results. Walked across the stages #1, came here and made $600,000 in 16 months. And so I know that it works. Disconnect.
Sorry. I'm sorry. You can't say that with without a disclaimer. You cannot say that. And I'm sorry, I will die on this hill. You can't say that without a financial disclaimer. And I know everyone's like, oh my God, the FTC never does anything. Sometimes they do, but I'm going to remind you that it's deceptive if you don't offer your claims with a financial disclaimer. And
Can I
everyone,
also say that sometimes the FTC does do things,
yes,
and I have the emails to show it.
yep.
So
And
keep reporting.
We've seen the fines. Herbalife, Howdy Hey, the SEC sometimes steps in. So it's not that they never do something. They're a small organization, and we can keep reminding people the financial disclaimers are supposed to go with claims like that. So,
yeah. Can I also say that if it were an actual opportunity where people make money, they wouldn't have to make these outlandish claims. They wouldn't have to say I've made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars when they're trying to recruit people to make an extra $200 to $500 a month. That in itself is deceptive, I feel like.
Yeah. True.
So,
and where I feel like I am now awake and the vision is even more clear is that I've always felt this like
also you guys are going to see a little bit of jumping, and that's because DC was kind enough to cut out all the pauses and filler words. And how many filler words or pauses or whatever?
Oh, there was like
60 something?
over 800 pauses and there was like 100 and something filler words. So rock on, Kendra and Kelsey.
Imagine all the pauses and filler words on our live stream.
Yes.
Hey, it happens. But yeah, so DC, thanks for doing that.
Oh,
gnawing, this like, this thing that like just is so persistent, it won't quit, just like an itch that you can't scratch almost. It's just like, I know that I'm supposed to be teaching this different. I'm supposed to be doing it in a different way. And I think that I really got stuck in this cycle for years, actually, 4+ years. Matt and I was talking about this last night. I feel like I've been in a cloud for 4 years. I know that sounds insane because I created such incredible, crazy, massive results, but I did that a large in part for myself through what I was already embodying and learning from this world. Now it came to the point of, okay, I need to teach this.
Sorry. Whoever wants it, I'll put it on. How would we be able to I'll put it in Google Drive and y'all can download it. I'll put it in a link in Erin's Yeah, we'll put it in a
Yeah.
drive, whoever wants to download it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, sorry.
And so whenever I was looking at how do I teach this, I got caught in the network marketing trap, which is the duplication, the blueprints, the 57 steps, and do it this way, do it that way, copy this, do this. And I was a part of that echo chamber for a long time. Like really, if you think about it, what we were doing at the previous company with the scripts and the copy paste and it was that echo chamber of duplication. And so I've just felt this massive resistance for so
What'd you say?
That's because y'all are really bad teachers. You have to do copy and paste because y'all don't know how to teach sales. And I'm not saying, oh my God, you shouldn't want the MLM people to do better. Y'all are just really bad at sales. Y'all are just really bad at teaching. Y'all just don't know how to do it. So you have to do copy and paste. Sorry to tell you that. And now they're like, oh my God, we need to do something better. And it's like, why don't you realize it's y'all? Y'all are the problem. Well, the system's a problem. And also y'all are just really bad teachers. Sorry to say it. I'm sorry to be the one that says it. Ding, ding.
Also, you're in a commercial cult.
Also that.
Echo chamber, commercial
Also
cult.
that.
They kind of go hand in hand.
Also that.
long. I just didn't know. I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't put my finger on what it was. And whenever just one day, I don't even really remember what was going on. I think God just gave it to me at the time that he did because I was ready to receive it because I was feeling so much frustration and stuckness in helping people to like have a bigger impact on people. Yeah, I can make all kinds of money, but what's the impact I'm having on other people, right? And all of a sudden just something popped in my head and it said duplication is dead. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? What is it? Duplication is dead. Like, why am I feeling this?
What? Cognitive dissonance?
Cognitive dissonance. Like, yeah, you're making money and your downline is losing money, not making any money, or going into debt. I mean, think about this for a second. Sorry. Yeah, think about that. Ask your team, are you making any money? And actually listen to what people are saying. Sorry,
It's almost like when they say they're in the people business. And we know that they're in the people business because in order to make money, you have to recruit people in pretty much all of these companies. So when she's saying duplication is dead, yeah, we know, Kelsey. We know that's why the statistics look the way they do when it comes to multi-level marketing. That's why the majority of people lose money. That's why income disclosure statements look the way that they do, because there's no such thing as duplication. It's just the carrot that they dangle at the company events and at Eric Worre's events. You know, oh, you've got to duplicate. Nobody's duplicating because that goes against the math of multi-level marketing. So it's wild. She's like, duplication is dead. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing they're duplicating is like inventory loading. That's
copy
all
and paste posting.
Right. That's it. It's really weird. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's hard to watch. Well, it's not hard to watch. Anyways, I'll hold my snark towards the mid to end.
We do love a good snark.
I'll try to contain the rage. I'll try.
Not guaranteed.
That's what's happening. So what I did is instead of defaulting back to the original pattern, the original behavior of I need a blueprint, I need something that I can physically give to people so that I feel like I'm giving them what they need. This is the answer. This is going to fix their problems. I'd been in network marketing for so long doing that, and people still running up against resistance around it, not understanding the pieces that I had learned over here and had mastered so well that wasn't in the blueprint, that I'm like, whoa, okay, so this is why people aren't having success at the level that they want to, is they're missing this piece over here. And so I actually started to have this vision even before I came into the high ticket space of meshing the creative world with network marketing. Like, how can we not duplicate leaders or duplicate? So how can we duplicate uniqueness? How can we duplicate getting somebody embodied? How can we duplicate even like unique energy, because everyone's got their own thing. Everyone's got their own special sauce. And what happens inside of blueprints, frameworks, which is all, it's good to have some structure, right? Because as we found out, there's left brain people and right brain people, or whatever you want to call it. There's different ways that brains think about it. And I'm definitely the more creative artist, visionary, wing it, like energy. Like I can just show up with no plan and just go with the flow, right? But someone
Like me.
like you, or even like Matt too. I just learned, like, you guys are, it's so funny. It's so good though, because I get to use him as a soundboard, and he actually like, I'll say something in my visionary way and he'll reflect it back to me in a logical way. And I was like, oh, that's such a great explanation. Like I literally told him, put our two brains together and we're a genius and we could like help so many people. But I imagine that's like where you and I are going as well, because you also have that left brain, right? And so it's just being able to take the concept of the big vision and now how do I break this down in logical steps. And I think actually, Matt, and this might be a little trigger warning here, okay? But I had this massive realization last night. We were talking and he literally said, network marketing is built to attract left-brained people. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because here's what happens. When a left brain person comes in and they're getting plopped into a system and it doesn't work, because they're missing the right side visionary way of thinking, or the energetics, or whatever, the activation, the belief, then the leader gets to just blame them for not doing the work.
Or they blame the leader because they didn't come up with the idea to begin with, and then no one moves because they're just busy.
It's just a blaming of the other. It's no like accountability, right? And so what I really learned, I had to going in this direction required me to recognize that the way I was teaching, in my eyes, wasn't at the full capacity of truly helping people.
Yeah.
It was what network marketing said would help people, what network marketing said would work, what network marketing said was needed, because network marketing is used to attracting left brain people who want to plug into a system. And a lot of times those types of people, they'll keep showing up 6 months, a year, 2 years, even with no results, because they feel like the blueprint's supposed to work. I've got to make this work. It's got to happen. Like, I'm not giving up. They're very hard work.
It's not the blueprint. It is the high control group aspect of this. It's the people that have developed the relationship with the downline. And look at Kendra's face right now. She is the type of person, and she has done the systems of keeping people in. We've seen it in Mary Kay. We've seen it in so many MLMs where they're just like, keep trying, keep going. You have to like lose enough for it to start working, for you to personal develop enough. If you can't be the type of person to develop the type of character you need to hold the success, then you are never going to be able to be successful. If you're not going to be able to manifest with the right type of character, you're not going to be able to attract that wealth. Kelsey is saying, oh my God, it is so frustrating that they're saying, oh, all of these things. Part of what she's saying, okay, I get it, but they're not even touching the idea that the people in the high control group, upper echelon at the top of these pyramids, the people, who have gotten in early, who are benefiting off of the financial sacrifices of their downline, who are keeping the mid to lower churners in. It feels gross. It feels slimy to me, because it is a huge financial sacrifice to stay in MLM. And there's a lot of logical fallacies that go into it. There's a lot of high control group tactics that go into it. And it's disrespectful to not acknowledge that is a higher factor than what Kelsey is saying, in my opinion. And what I've seen and what I've experienced and what we've both watched hundreds of hours of multi-level marketing content. We've experienced hundreds of hours of being in MLM. And it's like, what are you talking about? In my opinion, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Sorry. The rage is like,
Well, yeah, but I also think that when you kind of peel back that the manipulation tactics and the dangling of the carrot of belief and in the product and the company and MLM in general and the different ways to manipulate people, when you really look at how these compensation plans are set up to only reward a very small percentage, all of this is fluff from them. They can say and do whatever they want. They can cast these visions, or because I know they love saying that phrase, cast these visions of being successful and you can make six figures and this and that. But the math of the compensation plan will always trump everything that they are saying, because that's just not how that math works.
Yeah. And then there's also that part where and this is the last thing I'll say, that individual, that one-on-one of the berating that happens, then that one-on-one of, oh, that wasn't you, that was for the team. So there's the berating and then there's a positive. And then there's also Kendra's last call that was on where she was like, this isn't going to be for everyone. So this is probably not going to be for you. This is only going to be for the high performer. This is only going to be for whatever. And so that person's going to say, I am the high performer.
Mm-hmm.
I am the type of person who sacrifices. I am the type of person who, and so that person gears themselves up.
Self-qualifies.
Yes. And so that is also the type of, this is also the type of like the psychology, the type of twistiness,
manipulation,
the manipulation that keeps people in too. And so it's so complex what keeps people in MLM, and it's so simplified when other people say, oh, well, no one is forcing you to stay in MLM.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much more complex than someone outside of MLM saying, well, it's just multi-level marketing. It's just sales. It's just whatever. And it's like, no, it's not. It's so much more twisty than what you're saying. It's so much more. Anyways, so.
Yeah.
Loyal people. Like they show up. I mean, you think about being in the military for 24 years, like you showed up every day, you know what I mean? And that's the same for Matt. Whereas me, I get bored easily and I'm like, woo, let's go over here, let's go over there. So anyways, it was this moment, this awakening where I had to really reflect and ask myself, what helps people, everyone, at a bigger capacity? And it wasn't just giving them a blueprint. It was giving them all the things that I had learned from this world over here, which is, to me, like, if there's no right brain inside of the system, then the left brain people never get to experience the right brain way of thinking. And the right brain people get stuck in a system that they end up resenting.
Yeah.
So it's like, you've got to have both. You've got to have some sort of structure, yes, some sort of organization, but the serving people at a higher capacity is first and foremost helping them to become the best version of themselves. It's really, the way I look at it, it's a lot like life coaching. It's instilling belief. It's instilling, and some people, even the mentor that we invested in, she'll say, as people think that this is, fluff, and it's not. It's real. Because I've had people come here and make their highest cash months that they've ever made in their life. And now I know they're a right brain person. They got bored.
Yeah.
And they left and went to a different place anyways. So it's like, how can we give people this mesh of the right and the left and create the most powerful, I don't even like calling it training, but the most powerful experiences to help them not just like have success, but really find their life's purpose through using network marketing as a vehicle, right? And so that's what, and I do want to say this to you guys who are watching this. I don't have it all figured out. I think people want to immediately pedestal somebody and be like, oh, she's doing this new thing. Let's go learn. And it's like, I felt stuck. And so I chose Nobody showed up in my inbox. I chose to unstick myself by deciding to do things different, which is where the She Builds Different whole thing was born. And then going on this journey of getting back in tune with that world, which is how I end up bringing Kendra with me to Denver to an event that was like, it's literally, I told her, I said, think of a business conference, but with like wild feral women. And it's so, I mean, some of the outfits that they were wearing like were completely see-through. Like they just had like fish, like they were naked underneath. Like it was wild. It was crazy. It was like, whoa. And then I know, I do actually want you to share what you experienced during that week, because I know I got to witness you.
Okay. Can we just can we not actually back the video up, but this whole left brain, right brain thing, we know that that's a thing, right? That's science. But the way that they're taking science and trying to spin it to, oh, we have the way, we have the system. They don't teach you how to use this side of your brain or that side of your brain in the company that you're a part of, but we do over here, is so odd to me. It's giving the personality types. It's giving, okay, I just need to learn how to communicate with this person. They like details, they like data. Okay, show them the income disclosure statement. Show them, the statistics with multi-level marketing. Oh, no, not those statistics. You know what I mean? It's giving, well, this person is just in it for fun and they want community, or this person is in it for personal growth. And so let's get them signed up and they buy a $5,000 water filter. And now they have this community. You don't have to pay to find your people, to find your community. So as I'm hearing them talk about left brain, right brain, and how they're saying that they're doing things so different. She Builds Different. Is that the name of her podcast? I think she said. They're not. So. Yeah, they're not doing things different. They're just using different terms to manipulate people to make them think that they have the answer in how to build in multi-level marketing. It's wild to me. I don't know. What do you think, DC?
Yeah, I think people have already decided that people have already been burned by the terms that they've decided, like, yeah, those aren't for me. And so they've had to decide, like, they've had to change the terms so that people can, people can like maybe hear, can rehear the sales pitch again, but like, I don't know. It also, I don't know. Like if you ask, I feel like I was going on a squirrel trail, but like if you ask questions, you're too left brained, and you're too left brained and like instant gaslight. So like I think which is so, and they do that in MLM all the time. You don't want to be a green. You don't want to be a whatever, the green blues. You don't want to be those, or the green yellows, or whatever they are. Like, you don't want to be those. You want to be a red, or you want to be reds are like upper
aggressive
echelon. You want to keep like retaking that test until you want to be a red and something else. Like, you don't want to be a question asker. Like, too left brain, instant gaslight. Like, and again, it's like questions are a no-go. And if you are a question asker, they are going to redirect and they're not going to give you an answer. And you can.
Oh, I stand corrected. My apologies. Left and right brain has been debunked by neuroscience outside of some functions such as language, which is evidenced by what happens after a stroke. I stand corrected. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate that. So this is pure pseudoscience, what they're spinning here, in other words.
I don't know, like, yes, I think the only and I don't know if there's different language for it in art specifically, and this could be different. There's something called drawing on the left side of the brain, or drawing with the left side of the brain, like for people who are not creatively inclined. There's a way of training people. There's a way. Kat's incredible. Kat on a members only live is like next level.
Thank you, Kat.
There's a way of like looking at the world differently for people who see the world in more of a how should I word this? More of a linear, straight up and down, direct. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right words are, but like a 2D way, helping them look at the world differently gives them a way to be able to see the world and be able to not suddenly, but be able to draw or paint when they wouldn't be able to take instruction the way that maybe a student who's more like on the creative side, whatever would be described normally as the creative way, the creative student would, which has been kind of a game changer. So like, I don't know what the correct words would be now, but that's been a really interesting book. So like, yes, I just don't know. I don't know what the right words would be now in terms of the studies, but there's some really cool literature out there that has been a game changer for people who that helps them see the world and has been like eye-opening because of how like things are described and taught or whatever, and how, like, changes the way they see the world so that they can participate in something they haven't been able to. I know I'm squirreling right now. I'll stop.
No, that's really cool. I didn't
So
know. I mean,
I don't know what it's called now. So yeah.
That's okay. That's really cool. That's really cool.
You, as a certain type of thinker, get to see this other world, and it completely shift everything that you thought, and also made you aware of what you may have felt like was disadvantages, right? And that's tough, because when we think we're on top of the world and we know it all and everything, and we're like, oh yeah, like, and they were like, wait a minute. And that's kind of how I felt with the not being aware that the blueprint was actually suffocating people. I was like, dang, how did I not only get myself stuck in this, but get other people stuck in this? And I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it's just, this is network marketing. And that is the thing that we're trying to dismantle and bring forth and birth into network marketing, is a space for the people who want to do it different. The right brain thinkers and the left brains who want that activate. Like it's really for people who want more embodiment, want more activation, want more belief, more vision, more like life's purpose, more integration of their faith and their creative ideas, like not just show up and duplicate, not just tune in to, Thursday training at 8 p.m. Like, just like it's kind of releasing all of the obligation and creating a business that feels fluid and free and accessible. Because I want to say one more thing, and I'm gonna let you talk because I don't want to monopolize all the time. But there was something listen, I recorded 2 hours of me and Matt talking last night. I'm gonna go through and transcribe it, and that's gonna be a large portion of my Faith Lens training on Wednesday, is because it was really good. But one thing I realized is
What? Wait. She recorded a conversation with her husband, a 2-hour conversation with her husband, and she's turning it into training.
Huh?
Where's Jerry? Jerry, get in here. For those that don't know, that's my husband's name.
I would love
get in here.
A conversation if Jerry was on the other side of your computer and he would listen to this stuff and just be like, what?
I'd have to filter him.
I know. Where's the beep button?
Beep,
the duck
censor.
Oh my god.
That would be fun though.
Oh my god.
A lot of people don't understand what the Foundry actually represents yet, especially a lot of left brain people. Like Matt, he's like, yeah, it looks great, and these graphics look awesome, and yeah, it's like you are so excited, but he's like, what's the Foundry for someone like me, right? What's the where do I fit into this? What would be like my part in it? And so it was really just for a while. I talked for a while, but it's really just instilling this, explaining the vision that I had for it. And so I want to just leave you with one little piece of it before we switch over. And I want Kendra to share her experience that she had on our trip. You know, one big thing with network marketing, and it's not all, I'm sure, I don't know every single leader and company and everything, but one thing I've noticed is the network marketing trainings are all in the evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern. I know this sounds so simple, like,
sorry, I'm just the Foundry. Number one, the Foundry, it's like, oh, those left brain people, they're too stupid to understand. I know I'm not supposed to say stupid. It's just the undertone of her voice is so condescending. You're too, like, your brain, that part of your brain is too small. Like, you couldn't even understand what the Foundry's for if you tried for a million years. And like the Foundry is, you know, it's a new way of doing business, and it's like, okay, they turn a sales team into a spiritual revolution when followers think that they're part of destiny. They won't check the math. Oh, okay. Okay, it's
Yeah.
2025. We're checking the math. Also, ChatGPT might help us check the math too. Hey, guess what? There's a ton of smart people in the live chat. They're definitely going to help me check the math because I apparently forgot to, you know, I forgot how to multiply the other day too. So, I whatever. But it's like, it's frustrating how condescending people are and how little Kelsey thinks of people who think differently than she does. And that's one of the great things when you grow up with great parents, or you grow up and you realize that there's so many different perspectives out in the world. There's so many when you grow up and you realize there's a lot of different humans out there. There's a lot of different perspectives out there. There's a lot of different ways of living out there. And Kelsey's like, maybe there's only one. Maybe there's only two. Left brain and right brain. And apparently right brain's a lot better than left brain people. And it's like, oh my God, Kelsey, like, you know, I don't think I want to, I'll pass. I think I'll pass on the Foundry. I think I'll pass.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that is that if you don't get what they're saying, and maybe they don't say this, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but in multi-level marketing as a whole, if you don't get what your upline, your leaders are talking about, they're going to be so quick to put you in the box of not being aligned or getting ready to quit or shutting you out because you're not being coachable, or you know, you're not doing what you're being told to do, because they will always want to shut down critically thinking. So if you're asking too many questions, if you're not taking enough action, if you're not attending the training, you know, those types of things they take as you are critically thinking. Maybe they don't think about it that way, but they put you in the box, because at the end of the day, this is all commercial cult control, you know, out of the playbook, essentially. So yeah, this is really interesting. I was going to say something else and I totally forgot. It'll come back though. Anyways.
I get it, but hear me out. What I was finding is that as a mom of a lot of kids who attract a lot of moms onto the team, and parents in general, dads too, is that having our training sessions in the evening actually made people feel like they had to choose between showing up for their business or prioritizing their family. And so when women would come to me, I had a couple of them come to me and say, I feel bad because I'm not able to get on the lives. I want to do good in this business, but the evening time is the only time that I have with my family. I don't want to miss out on time. Like, that's the whole reason I wanted this business. And so it's just something so simple like that. They were like, let's just do earlier times. And I feel like network marketing caters to the 9-to-5 people. It caters to the left brain, the employee mindset, the show up, the check the box. And so I understand why network marketing training times are in the evenings. I understand it. I get it. Like, that makes sense. However, if we can shift to where we're not making people choose, I just feel like it almost makes some parents feel like they have to choose between a successful business and their family. And they should always prioritize their family. always. So if we move them up earlier in the day, it's like they don't have to worry about missing out on.
I'm going to stop her right there as a parent.
Good.
As somebody
Good.
that's been in multi-level marketing for 13 and a half years, as somebody that knows exactly what she's talking about and the hustle culture and all of that stuff, what do you mean? If somebody is working a 9 to 5 or whatever schedule they are working, whether it's at home or outside the home or whatever, and you move the call to earlier, are you asking them to get on a call while they're on the job? Because one, that doesn't seem very ethical. And then two, presenting it in the way like, oh, it's, they don't care if it's offered much earlier. What do you mean? If you're catering things to somebody that works a 9 to 5, you're moving the call earlier. They're having to pick between paying attention at their job and getting on a training call. And I'm going to use training in quotes because not only did I used to do these types of trainings, I've sat through a lot of them. So I just find that really interesting that she's trying to present this like she's doing MLM different, but the very concept of multi-level marketing puts that as the main thing over your life and your family and work you do in the pockets of your day. That's how it's designed, because you have to continue to look for that next customer, that next distributor. It is never ending. And she might think, oh, no. That's not like that over here because we're high ticket sales. Okay. How many people do you have to talk to in order to make one sale? How long does each of those conversations take you in order to get that one sale? So she can sit here and talk about how high ticket sales are completely different and, oh, their company is different and, oh, the Foundry is different. But the bottom line is it's not any different. I'm seeing the same language, different terminology, same end result. So, oh, we just move it to earlier, please stop. If they really, and not that I want to give them any ideas, but if they really wanted to put these distributors and their schedules and their families and their lives first, they would just pre-record the video and put it out. But see, that doesn't feed the ego. When you're a leader in MLM, you want to have as many people on that call as possible. You want people to be taking screenshots and putting it in the stories because you need that to affirm what you're doing.
Yep.
So they're not going to pre-record a video and just put it out for everybody to watch when they have time in their day because, oh, they're not going to get on. It's not exclusive enough. It's freaking weird. And it's about ego. And I know I say it a lot, but it's manipulative.
Yep. Clock, I used to work with both of them at Lime Life.
Oh.
RIP. It's
Do
also
tell us more.
It's also interesting that when you get into MLM, your upline's going to make it seem like you work for them, that they are somehow your type of boss. And you are not. You are an independent contractor. And on a lot of those contracts, it states that your upline is supposed to make themselves available to you for any questions. A lot of times, not in every single one.
My bad. I didn't mean to do that.
You read your contract. So,
yeah, DC, it looks like there might be people having trouble on your channel. So I don't know if you can check
sometimes I dox myself accidentally. So that's why they may be private. So I will double check, Kayla, but I accidentally dox myself sometimes. Oh.
But Kayla, I don't know if you meant this, if you're having trouble watching this live stream or a previous one.
If they're a members only, sometimes I dox myself on members only. So sorry, technical difficulties. I'm trying to do better. I'm kind of like Rocky when he's trying to get back in shape for the Russian fight. And then he, that's how
It's on this one. They're having trouble.
One.
Yeah, let me check on my end. Everything looks good on my end.
Let me look at mine. Rip. Rippity rip rip. Rippity rip.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be doing that. Maybe it's a YouTube thing.
YouTube has been loving my channel recently, and that is sarcastic.
Andy's Web said they also need the trainings to be live because they can engage in the downline directly and convince them to stay. Yeah. Love bombing and all of that. Yeah.
Mine is buffering bad. So Rebecca, I'm buffering big time. So just head on over to Erin's if I'm buffering.
And also Jessica said, try refreshing because she said it happens to her often. Click refresh or hop out of the live and come back in. I'm sorry, there's difficulty. I don't understand why that would be.
Is
happening.
the video buffering on? Let me know if the video is buffering for y'all. If that's the case, then we're going to put it on Erin's because the video is on mine. So please let us know if the video is buffering for y'all because we wouldn't want that to happen. Apparently,
YouTube is having outages at the moment.
Well, we love that. I'm going to check the stream strength. Apparently, I have an excellent connection, though. So come on over to Erin's if you are having connection issues. Well, apparently, I've given YouTube the flu. Subscribe for more premium content.
Subscribe for some more techie advice.
Dude, Erin and I had a great stream this afternoon and we had no issues. So I've used up all my good karma with Erin.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just keep going. And then if I guess catch the replay or I don't know. I didn't know YouTube was having trouble, but thanks for telling us.
Yeah, at least we have two options. So
true.
You can come on over to Erin's, but if you want to like my stream for how bad it's doing, it's like an inverse relationship. So appreciate it.
Please like and subscribe to both channels. Thank you. Okay.
Kids in the evening, and that's just one little tiny shift, one little tiny change that just like makes it just a little bit different to where it's like, hey, no, every business coach that I've followed in the creative space, they always have their trainings during the day. And I always wondered why. Like, wow, that's kind of funny. Like she's having her training at 11 a.m., at 2 p.m., at 12. Like, what? I'm always used to the evenings. But then I just thought, well, maybe that's wise. It works better. It's more accessible for people who want to build a business and don't want to have to sacrifice the small window of time that they get with their children. So anyways, it's just doing things totally different than what we've done before. But now I'm going to shut up.
It's just doing things completely different than we did before, but all we're doing is changing the time of the training and everything else is the same.
What? Yeah, it's like rocket science. It feels like they have discovered something as magical as the math that it takes to land on the moon. And it's like, okay, you just start doing a Zoom training at a different time.
I can remember when I was in MLM, Prove It was my last company in case you are new to my channel, everybody. I remember having these types of epiphanies, that felt like they were coming out of nowhere. I remember this one time I had this epiphany, like, we just need one more. Like, it wasn't something that I had heard at trainings before. You're one recruit away from changing your entire business. How many times have we heard that for those of us that were in MLMs? But I remember having this, like, I don't want to say like a spiritual experience because I don't think that that's the best way to describe this, but it was like this epiphany that I shared with my upline at the time and the leadership chat, and everybody was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You need to do a training on it. And I probably had the same kind of energy as Kelsey, because when you have these moments, these epiphanies, and you're thinking to yourself, this is good, this is good, this is amazing. I have to tell my team, I have to tell them this is awesome. Sometimes I feel like it's not necessarily what you're saying, but it's the energy behind it. Because like, if you look at the energy from Kendra and the energy from Kelsey, they're very different. And if Kelsey is excited, I feel like other people probably would be excited in her downline. Like, oh my God, this is good. She's so excited about this, like it's a huge epiphany kind of thing. So I don't know. I know I got kind of long-winded with that, but I can very clearly remember some of these moments where I thought I was coming up with something that was revolutionary. And it was really just something I remembered probably from a previous training because I attended all the trainings,
Yeah, Brian Underwood told the CEO of Herbalife that he said, I distinctly remember you were saying something and it wasn't what you said, it was how you made me feel.
Yep.
And I was like, well, good job, buddy, telling the $5.5 billion the CEO of a $5.5 billion company that it didn't matter what he said, it was how he made you feel.
Yeah.
And yeah, good job, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Hate it.
Let me know. Yeah. Okay.
Ugh.
Kendra go and share her experience so that you can hear from her side.
Yes. Okay. So I want to add to something that you had just said about the times earlier in the day, because I personally struggled with that when I was in my low ticket MLM. And because I was trying to cater to everyone, that people pleasing leader came out to me and was like, I don't want to feel guilty for not providing myself to them when it's available for them and what's not best for me. And I really never, ever got over that, because I felt it almost made me feel good to do that. But like you said, you're not really helping the person, because at the end of the day, if they can't make it to the day meeting, take their lunch break earlier, or do whatever they need to do, they're always going to stay in this teeter-totter space, and nothing's ever going to click for them. Of like, okay, I really do have control over this. I can watch it the next day. Do I really want to walk away from my 9 to 5? What does that look like? Because even in the military, I was going outside in my car doing trainings in the middle of my lunch hour. Like, but in the military, I know people can do it too, right? But it's just a mindset shift. So
yeah, it's like giving up the 9 to 5 so you can make the live sessions, or giving up your family time to make the live.
As if those were the only options.
Did you see how she was like, if I'm in the military and I can make it work for me, then you can make it work for me, as if she and her job is just, and I'm not saying that I can speak for everyone. My spouse is in the military. I'm just saying that her attitude is so gross, and there's so many people in the military, there's so many veterans that would be so grossed out by her attitude is and Erin can speak for
This veteran is grossed out. You know what I was thinking as I was listening to her say, if I can do this in the military, you can do it too. Tell that to nurses.
Yep.
That barely have time to eat, barely have time to use the bathroom. Tell that to anybody in the medical field with that kind of a schedule. Oh, if I can do it in the military, then girl, Kendra, please stop. Please stop. Yep. Shout out to all the medical people, nurses, hospice nurses, just caregivers in general. Y'all are amazing. We appreciate you. And shout out to the military peeps too.
Which one are you gonna work towards, right? So you're gonna get rid of the 9, and people don't have to get rid of. There's a lot of people doing incredible impact and service-based work in 9 to 5s. We definitely don't want to discount that. Right. But it's just seeing, like, let's experiment and let's see if this works better, right? And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It just helps you shift that mindset more from the beginning versus having that victim mindset of like, well, they're not during the evening what's convenient for me, so I'm just not going to go. Right? Like that's kind of how.
That's not being a victim, Kendra. This is embarrassing. If you have a schedule, if you have obligations, if you have things already planned and a training pops up and you can't make it, that's not you being a victim. That's you taking care of your responsibilities. This is such a weird take from somebody that is high up in, well, I don't know if she's high up, but somebody at the top of her pyramid, I guess, to blame and shame people or paint them as victims because they can't attend a training because they're at work or that's their family time or whatever the case may be. Regardless, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if somebody can't make the training, Kendra, that's none of your business. For you to be like, oh, that's a victim mindset. Well, your mindset, Kendra and Kelsey, is predatory.
Yeah, I mean, it creates a stigma against victims, and it's like, okay, someone has a boundary at night, you leave them alone, and it's like it absolutely creates it does create a victim. If you're, I can't go into the victim mindset. It's just I will go on a scroll trail. I'm just gonna set it aside.
Yeah, it's gross. It's just gross.
network marketers are. A lot of them that I work are like that. Obviously not all of them, like we're not like that, but just kind of give you a perspective shift. Okay, so anyway, I'm very left brain. Number one, I didn't even really know what left right brain meant before a couple weeks ago. I've heard of it, but I didn't really understand it and how that affected my business or anything that I was doing. I just knew from what I know.
I love how she says with her entire chest, her business, when she was just terminated from Lime Life.
She's been in multi-level marketing for years and years, and she's never heard of left and right brained, and was at the top of Lime Life, like #1. Like, she's never heard of it. She was in the military for 24 years, and she's done all of these special, all of these special courses on the computer that they have to do these trainings about. Okay.
What did she do in the military? Do you know?
I don't remember, but you have to. Yeah, I don't
I'm just
remember what
curious.
she did, but I don't remember what she did, but she was a what was she? It'll come to me. I just don't remember what.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what she was.
The Kendra Adams knows is that she works really freaking hard because she never wants to have what she had when she was a childhood. She wants to give her family a better future. That literally was everything for me. So I would literally do everything I had to do. I don't care what it was. I don't care what I sacrificed. I sacrificed for family time. I know Kelsey has too. And we did it that way. So we're here dismantling, not because we just don't like it that way. We lived it for decades. Okay. And so I have done that. And then that's pretty much all I knew. I was very fight or flight in my business.
I knew she was a Navy chief. I just don't know what her job was in the military. That's what I'm curious about. If somebody knows, that's cool. And if not, that's okay too.
She told us in the very first, she told us when she and her husband and that other, she had a 3-person Zoom that I reacted to. And when she was telling her life story and the two, they were trying to recruit people into the Enagic deal. And she said it in that one. I just can't remember what she said. But they were targeting dependents, veterans, people who were discharged from the military. It was very predatory on brand. And so that too, they wanted to get on the call for the next funnel step.
Okay. So interesting.
I was very I will get it done. You guys, I was thinking, okay, let's put it like that, right? But not in the way I envisioned myself to be. And so I've always kind of been open. So was I. I say I've always been open, but I'm open. I was one of the ones that was always looking for something to better my team and better my business. I was always the one looking and looking and looking and looking. I would invest in myself. I would do it and I would work it and I would train my team and I would duplicate that over and over and over again. We work for everyone? No. And so when Kelsey invited me, I didn't even know this person that I literally dropped a lot of money to invest in with her. I want to do this with Kelsey, but I didn't know this lady 2 weeks ago. I had no idea who she was. And so Kelsey's like, hey, you want to go on this trip with me? And here I am following, and I'm looking at her like, oh my gosh, because Kelsey and I are very faith-based, right? But we don't judge, obviously, right? But there are certain things I'm like, oh my gosh, is this gonna fit? And she's like, yes, no, we're good. And she really didn't explain to me a whole lot. The only thing she really said to me was you're going to be forever changed. And I didn't know what that meant, but I was open for it. But what came next was so shocking to myself because I've been very, very, in my business, I'm very much follow the flow, follow the plan, always have a strategy, always put my team first, always want to implement things, right? And so I get there and I'm going to share the story because this is funny now looking back. Number one, I didn't feel good because Kelsey got me sick the week before. So I was suffering. So I was so sick. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was really sick. But I rallied. I went there. We get there. The whole registration, I literally wanted to take control of the whole situation because the way they're registering people, I'm like, no sense. These tickets were a lot of money. Why is this not streamlined? Why is this not organized? And Kelsey just couldn't understand because my brain, I was like, I gotta go
I was
talk.
like, it's okay. We'll get it figured out.
And me, I jumped to like, why is this not streamlined better? It was very difficult for me to just like go with the flow and look at the bigger picture, right? Okay, just pointing that's where I was in that very moment. All right. And so we're there. And that first day, there was women on here that I heard from, that I pulled from, that I understood, that had moments, and I saw breakthroughs, and I saw, you know, women putting themselves out there, women sharing their basically rock bottom story to what they have now. And there was probably not even, I would say there wouldn't have been like probably 10 network marketers in that room. Would you agree? There wasn't any network marketing in there. So it's definitely wasn't used to what I'm used to. But let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you the aftermath. I'm just kind of painting the scene for you. Okay. It was incredible. It's really hard for me to put in words, but I cried for 4 days straight. Let's put it like that. I cried because when you're doing something for so long, like when I retired for the military, I dove into network marketing. I was already in network marketing for 4 years before I retired. In the last 6 years, I completely had no plan B. Like network marketing was going to change my life. There's no way I was going to go work for someone else to supplement my income. And I did that. I thought I was at my cap. I really, really did. I thought I was like, my life was over. Like, not my life was over, but I thought like, I'm going to make more than $13K a month and I'm working my booty off, right? And then I come over to high ticket. I partner up with Kelsey, and obviously that changes for me. Hit $42,000 a month. I made.
Okay. First of all, going back to the cried for 4 days situation, I feel like that is indoctrination. That's what that is in my opinion. And I also want to say that when there are people that are getting out of the military and their sense of community is shaken, because when you're in the military and you're working your shift and you're going to work and it's very regimented, and then all of a sudden you're turning in your paperwork and you're getting out of the military, whether you're retiring, whether you're separating, whatever. And all of a sudden you're not going to work the next day. And all of a sudden life looks completely different. And my husband and I joke about it now because he did almost 23 years in the military as well. It's actually where we met. And when he was getting ready to retire, he won't mind me that I'm sharing this. We joke now because I'm like, yeah, you got a little weird, because he had to redo his routines and his schedule and his community and who he was surrounded with every day, because it was completely different when you get out of the military. I'm telling you guys this because I feel like those are people that are targeted by multi-level marketing, whether we're talking about military spouses, whether we're talking about military spouses while their partner is, their spouse is deployed, you know, and they're looking for a sense of community and things of that nature. Or we're talking about people that are retiring from the military, or we're talking about people that are separating from the military. All of those types of people are targeted. So it's really interesting to me to hear Kendra talk about, I was in the military for all these years and I was in it the last 4 years. And, it's to me, it's disgusting, because when you get out of the military, your life is completely different depending on how long you were in the military, and you have to rework what community looks like to you, because life moves on, and that's really hard. And to hear all of that, it makes me mad, because it's like, I know exactly who she's trying to prey on, and she's using her military experience, and that she was a Navy chief, as a way to suck people in. And it really makes me mad, because she's taking advantage of people, getting them into a predatory scheme, in my opinion, and they're going to lose money, and they're going to think that they found community and they found transactional relationships.
Yeah. And one of there's two things. It's appeal to authority, because, well, she doesn't have any, but she was in for 24 years. So anybody else who's in anybody else who's in the military is going to like listen, because that's a long time to be in. So they'll be willing to listen, but she has no authority in this space, because it's water, number one, it's water, number two. But what you were saying too is, military wise, it's very rigid. Like what you're saying, you're going to work at the same time, you're doing the same thing. It is, like you're saying, very rigid, but you're moving every couple of years, like you're doing your it, even like with your moves and everything, like it's the same it's the same thing. And so when you go to multi-level marketing, you go to your Zoom calls, you go to the Facebook page, the pages, you participate like you're supposed to. You follow the rules. You do not steal people's recruits. You do your 100 cold calls. You do your 100 like Instagram deals. Like it's obviously not the same, but you get to have that rigid structure and you get some of that community, you get some of that, like you get a little bit of it. Not
Yeah.
all of it. I'm just saying like there's some of that.
It's a false sense of community, I feel like.
Yeah, and it's exhaustion. It's exhausting. It's exhausting MLM and, dressed up as enlightenment, but it's just
Yeah.
I keep saying it's twisty. This is twisty all the way around. It's also difficult, and I think Erin obviously has way more. Erin and Jerry have way more, have the experience. I know people in the live chat who've transitioned from being in the military to working their way into civilian life, but
Yeah.
that's hard. It's really hard to do.
Very much so.
And if you don't give yourself that time, again, also, if you go from a high control group, not saying military is that, but if you go from a high control group, and I don't remember what the data is, but the chances are that you're going to join another high control group in the first year are wildly high. And so if you don't give yourself a chance to like give yourself a breather, there's a chance you may, find something very rigid to join again. So like maybe give yourself a breather before you join an MLM, and hopefully you don't join an MLM,
Maybe that's why we see so many people jump from company to company in a short period of time.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So
Probably going on $400,000 and right at 2 years, I'll be 2 years. Can you believe it? Which is wild to me because it's the most money I've ever made in my life. And I just feel like now I'm on my edge of expansion and I didn't know what that looked like. So when you're in a room and you are experiencing these people, you're hearing these stories, you literally have to break up with everything that you thought and you've learned in the last 10 years. And that's hard to do. That's hard to do when you walk into a room and you have no vision of what that looks like, to adapt to that, to even see it. And what was so hard for me, you guys, is I didn't have the answer in those 3-4 days. A part of me was like, I want to know my new bio. I want to know the onboarding document. I want to know how to become all these things.
How do I do this
right now? And you guys, when I tell you, I want to cry now thinking about it because you are literally allowing yourself to feel in your business and not think. And if you're anything like me, that is really freaking hard to do because you think if you sit still for 2 seconds, you're going to lose money and you're going to lose people and you're going to lose time and all. But in that 3 days, I sat still the longest I've ever had in my life and really had forced myself to feel. And so it's so crazy because like, I still don't know what that looks like. And here we are a week and a half later, but I'm making moves. I'm doing things. I'm starting containers. When I'm leaving a voice message, I'm literally saying what's pulled on my heart and not thinking about what she thinks on the other side of the screen. Because if I said it's good intentions, it means something to me. God is bringing that to me. Why am I like stewing over she's going to care or like it? I came home on my drafts were gone, all 50 of them, and I didn't freak out. I was like, it's okay, more. I know, like, I'm not on a timeline anymore. Because before, I was my own battlefield in my mind of I'm behind, I'm 48, I'm older than everybody in this room, and I had to humble myself. I saw women get on stage that was like 72 years old, making a lot of money a month because she decided to say yes to herself and do what's been on her heart, like what Kelsey did, and is helping other women do, including myself. I want to say like I'm definitely a project in the Foundry because I'm actually living it. I didn't have the creativity. I didn't have the brain capacity. It wasn't unlocked. I think she's there, but
She's there.
But I feel like it's definitely get unlocked. And it's kind of like those slow streaming walks. Like when I was in the room, it's like, and then now it's just kind of like coming to me as I accept it. And when they say like you have to be open to receive, that is so much truth to that, because I would always tell myself I'm open to receive, but it really wasn't. And, you know, every single day I'm having these moments of like, well, that was dumb. Why did I say that? You know, and like I'm sharing this inside our Foundry container because people look at me, they can never be like me. Like Kelsey said, they put you on this pedestal and they expect answers from you. They expect, and I think as leaders in network marketing space, we feel that expectation on us and we allow people to put us on a pedestal versus actually empowering them to be critical thinkers and become just something amazing that no one can duplicate. And that right now, I can speak for our team because I know I personally struggle. I empathize with those right now that are on that verge. But man, when they cross that bridge, their whole world's going to be changed. And that's the space that we're creating in the Foundry right now. That's what Kelsey has created and basically opened up that world for us to come into that probably would have never in my brain even been born, right?
Okay, DC, do you think this putting people on the pedestal thing is weird, or is it just me?
Yeah, I mean, I know people do it. I mean, they do it in church. They do it in multi-level marketing. I think it's weird. Sure. I think kids do it in homes. I think it's weird in MLM. I think
I think it's
people do it in cults. Keith Raniere, hello, you know?
Yeah. Well, and for her to say that, you know, people put me on a pedestal and we need to empower people to critically think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
you want
why
people to critically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like, that's why I try to say you have, for example, I support people's decision to always do what they believe is right with their own health decisions.
Yeah.
And if you have more of a public facing position, or more like if you have more you're more in the public eye, I think to balance out that authority or that popularity or whatever, you weigh that out by saying, this is what I believe. I mean, I would never recommend whatever. I would never recommend you take my advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not whatever. Because people put you on a public, you know, a pedestal or whatever. So like, I know people do. I know people put other people on a pedestal. I know they do. I just think it's, yes.
Yeah. But I think it's also interesting to note that them doing this Zoom together is them being on a pedestal because they're doing it for their team and to try and recruit people. I might be wording that kind of funny, but
performative. It's performative humility. You can't denounce pedestals while live streaming from one.
yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, it's hard. I mean, obviously we're live streaming right now. We're not recruiting anybody into a cult. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not recruiting. We're not recruiting into a product-based pyramid scheme. Oh wait, sorry. We're not recruiting into you know, we're not live streaming from one. I don't know.
Yeah. I just feel like it's giving, you know, don't idolize us, but please keep watching kind of thing from them.
Yeah, I think they feel good. I mean, I think they feel good that they are making a show. They're making a lot of money. I'm being so good this time. I'm just everyone in Erin's chat's like, what is she saying? I'm editing myself in real time. Okay,
you don't have to. It's okay.
I'm trying so hard. Okay, I think that it seems like Kendra feels really good when people show up live to her Zoom lives or whatever, her live streams on Facebook, whatever this is, her StreamYard live streams on Facebook. And and for her also to say earlier about the ranking stuff so she can have more time with her family is laughable when she had to go pick up her daughter the other week when y'all were watching Erin's live stream. And I know y'all saw it. And she was like, "Oh, son, tell your sister that I'll be there in 5 minutes." And then you could look at how much time was left on the live stream, and it was like 40 minutes. And then she's like, "Oh, I need to get off in 15 minutes." And then you looked at the time and there was like 40 minutes left. And we're like, "Is this Courtney Shortney? Oh wait, just kidding, it's Kendra." And then it's like,
Seriously.
"Oh my God, well, there's 30 minutes left." And we're like, it's like, it's 9 p.m. Do you know where your children are? And it's like, well, we know that Kendra's kid's at school right now. And we're like, oh my God. And it's a joke. It's a freaking joke for Kendra to say, "Oh, great. I don't have to worry about this because I get to spend so much more time with my family." Well, you get to spend more time at home because your kid gets to spend more time at school. What is happening? I'm spicy about it because you're telling us one thing and then we see the internet receipts because your kid's at freaking school. And I'm spicy.
It's a perfect example of the MLM taking over and your life fitting in the pockets of your day. It's a perfect example of that. Also, Klaka said, Lime Life was big on putting leaders on pedestals. I remember one conference where they had signups to meet leaders and take photos with them. It was so weird. I feel like this is a thing, maybe not the signing up to meet the leaders, but I feel like this is a thing at every multi-level marketing event. You'll see top leaders in companies and it's like this flock of people following them around like they're a celebrity. And outside of the multi-level marketing company, nobody knows who they are.
Yeah.
They're just somebody with some followers on social media with the blue check mark a lot of times, like because you can pay for that. Nobody knows who they are. So I feel like that's not just a Lime Life thing, although I do appreciate you saying this because I think it's important with what we're talking about here. But in my experience, that's what it's like at not just company events, but like Eric Worre events and things of that nature. So, yeah.
So really honestly cracking that open, dismantling that idea and empowering women and men, but empowering mostly women, to be like, okay, well, how do you want to work your business? And how do you want to make delusional money? How do you want to make your first $100,000 a month? Because that's what we're doing here. And when you create something yourself and when you speak out of your own voice versus using a script, you're more excited to show up every day. You're not going to fall back in that stuckness. You're not going to fall back in that, well, it's not working for me, but it's working for her, because you can't shift blame anywhere because you've created this. You get to do what you want with it. And network marketing, what happens is you guys are like, I can just see it now, like you're like all cows, like you're like following, and one might veer off, but you're like, and you're just so laser focused with the golden handcuffs that you don't see anything else because you're too busy saying, oh, well, it worked for her, so it's got to work for me. And you guys all have the same product. You have the same comp plan. You have the same offer. And then what you're doing, instead of just digging down deep, people will go to top leaders and copy what they do. And I'm not going to lie to you. When I first started network marketing, I remember showing up for myself every day in my business because I wanted my team to do the same thing, right? Your team is only as fast as your leader, which they did that. But then they were copying my makeup techniques. They would copy my hairstyle. They would copy everything thinking like, okay, well, if I just do what Kendra does, then I'm going to be able to sell $25,000 of makeup a month, right? Well, that wasn't the case. And then what happens is they just quit because the passion wasn't in them. And what's happening right now in the network marketing world is that people will say something's not working for me, but you have to really ask yourself, like, why am I here in the first place? Like, is it financial? Is it to help other women? Like, what does that look like? Because if you know why you're doing that, you're going to create your own offers and areas of genius around an offer that lots of other people may have, but it comes different in a different voice, your voice, like you are the force. And I know that might sound misconjobulated because my brain is working like that right now. You're seeing this in real time.
Is misconjobulated a word? Is that a word?
No, but, we don't, she's not living in that because we live in the now and not with the script. You know what I'm saying? Because we just Yeah. You're
That's
living
not,
in the fear of the of the
that's not a
script.
word. Okay, I thought it was just me. I'm like, I've never heard the
Oh.
word misconjobulated.
Yeah.
I think she meant discombobulated.
Yeah. Maybe
Disconjobulated.
it was a Kajabi and discombobulated had a baby. You know, the Kajabi platform. I think that's period, comma, forever.
The more you know, everybody. Misconjobulated.
Oh, love it. Rebecca, get it.
Disconfabulated.
Mm.
Discombobulated. Y'all are wild.
Only insert the wrong answer. Go.
Go. Ready, go.
But to see women show up and just take charge of their own business and not wait to be told to do something, I think that even as a top leader in network marketing, even in low ticket, that can be frustrating. You've got the blueprint. Why aren't you following it? Why aren't you doing it? You know why? Because it's not theirs. And we're not empowering them from the very beginning to take ownership of their business because we give them a checklist out the jump, right? Yes, we need to guide them. We need to guide the fishes. We need to make sure they're going upstream or whatever, right? But that's the beauty of this. And in a nutshell, that's what's happening in real time right now in the Foundry. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Every day I'm open to the feeling of feeling anxious. If I start feeling anxious, I have to write down, like, why am I feeling anxious? Where is this coming from? So I can actually be in my heart and my body in my business and not so much in my head thinking like there's got to be a way to fix it immediately. So that's the biggest changes for me. Yeah. I don't know. Did I hit on everything? I think I did.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. And one thing I want to speak to that too is I feel like the differentiator, if I was to explain it super simplified, which to me, it's so expansive that it is hard to put in words. It's more of a feeling. Like you get a feeling in the Foundry, and that's what's been missing, right? But it's kind of like comparing strategy and passion and purpose. So if we can help you unlock the passion and purpose, you're going to actually curate with guidance your own strategy versus me saying, here's my strategy. And then you can't duplicate me. Sorry, not sorry. You can't. Like, nobody should try to duplicate me. Let us help you become the best version of you. And the other thing I look at it as well is it's almost like, and one thing that I noticed that the creative entrepreneurial space does really well is, let's say that I gave you a list of things to do, you would do them. And then when things didn't work, it's like, this isn't working for me. I'm not making money, right? But if I gave you the psychology behind some things that you can do and why they're important, you can pick and choose what you resonate with and do those really well because you connect with it. It's almost like explaining. So for instance, whenever me and Matt are talking and I'm giving him this like word vomit of all this stuff that like, I'm like, this is what I do and this is what I do and this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing it. Like all the reasons why I created the Foundry. He's like, oh, okay. So the way to be able to explain that to somebody like me is this. And this is, I want to also say this too, guys, like we are majority women, but I am so excited to, at whatever capacity it looks like, whether it's him actually doing trainings or him just soundboarding with me and helping me deliver even more powerful things, starting with the faith lens. Like the faith lens, I'm going to be bringing my right side visionary with his left side logic, because I feel like when I do that, I can
What is happening?
Because guys can only be left side and women can only be right side. Oh
okay,
my
but
God.
if her husband is using whatever side of the brain he's using and she's using the opposite and he's helping her to deliver more powerful trainings, wouldn't that be not her authentic voice?
Oh, good point.
Too logical. Erin, too logical.
Yeah.
Too logical.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Don't need that. We don't need that here.
Don't do that here. But you know what we do here? We look at cute little cats and toe beans. Don't we, Luna? Don't we, little girl? Come here. Come and say hi to your people. Oh, look.
Luna.
Oh, she waved at you guys.
Toe
Hi, little
beans.
baby. Hi, little baby. This is Luna, everybody. And by the way, I have 3 cats. Luna is in here with me. We have Stormy and we have Leo. Stormy is Mia's cat. Leo is like the big lover of, he just is so easygoing.
Leo, okay, let me tell you a story.
Oh,
I stayed with Erin. Oh, we need the purrs.
yeah,
Sorry.
here. Can you hear? Oh, hi, honey. Hi. Is it the black lipstick? Hi. Okay, tell your story.
Okay, so I'm staying. I go to Monations in Las Vegas. I'm staying in Erin's guest room, and I am in the restroom in the middle of the night, and I have not met Leo yet. I didn't know Leo existed. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I didn't know. So I turn to the side, and there's this very large cat sitting in the middle, sitting in the middle of this two sink
Vanity.
vanity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is terrifying. He's a large cat, okay?
He's big. He is a
He's
big.
big, super sweet cat, but I didn't know like what kind of cat. I mean, I knew it was a cat, but I was like, we did not have cats growing up because I was allergic as a child, but now I'm not because allergy testing. And I was like, okay. But I met him the next morning, and I told Erin about it, but I was like, it was slightly terrifying because I was surprised, but I was like, you know, when you're just kind of like scooting to the side because it's not my territory, it was Leo's territory. And I was like, I hope I survive this encounter, but I'm sure I'm going to because he lives here and I don't, and all the other people in this house survived up until this point.
That's so funny.
Leo is a big boy.
He's a big cat. Yeah.
He's sweet. He's sweet.
He's the
so
same
sweet.
color as Luna. He's the same coloring.
He's a sweetie.
Oh
He's a sweetie.
Oh my goodness. What a great refresher.
Yeah. Like a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Erin, what's going on? Do we have any celebrations while we're paused here for a moment, catching our breath?
Rebecca, member for 33 months.
Rebecca.
Oh, we have a little Halloween deal for Erin's. Well, we just
For
have a
both of
Halloween
ours.
themed. It's
Oh,
Halloween
we did
themed media assets. It's short, but it's special. Here we go.
Yes.
I love you.
That's we try to do on brand things for tonight to make it special. And we also have Jessica.
I love you.
So
Jessica, member for 20 months.
That's all we got.
I was lurking. You called yourself the person in charge of this channel. That's cute. Just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, bestie. That's cute.
Jessica's pretty much the person in charge. So.
Oh, man.
Yep.
I know. We have to have an adult in the room sometimes.
Yeah, it's not me. It's definitely not me. I apparently made YouTube sick earlier.
Oh, that's funny. All right.
Winona, aka Pie, is our tabby, and she never lets us hold her. Sometimes she will loaf on me when I'm on the couch, and it makes my heart melt. Cute.
Oh, that's cute. And you don't touch her. You just let her loaf.
Yeah.
You're
As
just
the
a heater.
as the queen of the castle, you know, she gets to do as she wants, of course. Of course.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Shall we get back into it?
Kendra and Kelsey, continue.
Explain to everyone why this is so important. And I feel that that's what the girl that we invested with, her and her husband, that's why they talk. That's why she invites him on.
They're a polar opposites when you look at them.
They are, because he's left and she's right.
And sometimes he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's hard for her to make sense of it because it's so embodied and natural. But he's like, yeah, this is how you got that to work. And she's like, oh, Okay, that's how I can teach it to people. Okay.
Is Kelsey's microphone turned on?
Unclear, but it sure sounds better than the literal echo chamber that Kendra lives in. You know what? For someone who has the big ticket sales, you think Kendra could afford to buy a microphone, but here we are. Also, if you didn't know, the third row up from, not that it matters, Kendra has this built-in bookcase. So there's one row, then there's two rows. On the third row, not the entire one, but there's like two book. I don't know what happened, but either got repaired, but she forgot to like caulk the entire box, so it's uncaulked. And we got to
it looks
stare at it
unfinished.
Yeah, so like you know how all the boxes are caulked and then painted so that it looks like seamless. It doesn't matter. It's not about MLM. I'm sorry. I'm autistic, so like I continue. This literally has nothing to do with MLM.
It's your superpower. I tell you that all the time.
Yep. As I have my lint roller here. Sorry, Erin's chat.
Okay, it's okay.
That makes sense, you know? So it's like that, like, and I want us to have that. I want the Foundry to have that, a culmination of right and left all together to create such powerful trainings that everyone understands it, everyone gets it, and they get to pick pieces that they want to pick that resonates with them, that they feel connected to. They feel like, oh, this is purpose. This is my life's mission. Like I literally feel like, as cliche or whatever this sounds, what we're doing with the Foundry paired with the network marketing company as the vehicle, like I feel like it could only be with this company.
Yeah. What we're doing with the Foundry paired with a network marketing company. The Foundry is your team name.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
This is why I think that it's taken me so long to get here. One, I had to learn all the things I didn't like to finally get to a clear space of what's for me and how do I need to bring it through. But also because of the network marketing company that we're in, where it pays premium commissions, where it's around water, which hello, living water. We want to go into the whole faith aspect. Like it just integrates so beautifully and powerfully.
She say living water?
Yeah, I got kicked out of my PHP program for this. Like, I got into a fight with our yoga teacher, not a physical fight, but like the living water aspect, and her basically talking about how you could talk over water and the way that it froze basically after you like wrote on it, and it would take on the energy of the word. And when you froze it, it would freeze in different crystallization. And when the person took the water of those words, it would impact them, and that people who were sick would intake that water. You know what I mean? Would impact them differently.
Yeah.
I had words to say. Anyways.
I bet you did.
Yeah. So, yeah, them talking about living water, the whole living water, the Enagic thing, like, gets me heated a little bit. So, you got a new member.
Oh, but first I have some words to say.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Not to mention the water, you guys. It's water. Everyone drinks water. It's a no-brainer.
Thanks, Alexis Brady.
Yes. We love that.
That was from another Enagic video or live stream. I don't remember, but that playlist is linked in my video description if you want to check it out. Tiffany, wonderful. Welcome. So glad you're here. We have to play Careless Whisper, right?
Yeah, shoulder smolder. We need a
shoulder smolder.
Yes.
Yeah, do the windshield wipers.
I have no rhythm, so we do windshield wipers on my channel, and Erin has rhythm, so she shoulder smolders. So.
But I don't think anybody has rhythm when they're in a chair necessarily.
You have rhythm. I mean,
it's hard to move in a little bit.
No.
Yeah,
Erin's live chat, my live chat, drop a 1 if Erin has rhythm in her chair. And if you do not listen, no. Don't stop. I am not love bombing Erin. Erin has rhythm. You can tell. You can tell. Oh. You can tell. Rhinoceros, look at all the ones coming in the chat. See?
Wow.
I know. I'm not lying. You can tell. I know ones are about to invade the chat. There we go.
She just wanted
Well-
to see your wipers. That's
See?
fair. I love DC's windshield wipers. I think they're
Look.
fantastic.
When the light
Wow,
goes
you guys
on
think
too.
I have rhythm.
Oh, I should have done this. I should have done my lights. I should have done my lights for it. Dang it.
Next
well.
time.
Next time. I
Well,
should have
chair
done that
dancing is a
first.
thing. Yeah. I just mean I feel limited. Let me just speak for myself. I feel limited in my movement. But yeah. Okay, anyways, back to the shenanigans. Thanks for everybody saying I have rhythm or I look like I have rhythm. Appreciate that.
That I feel like the Foundry was meant for such a time as this.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
I feel like it is part of, not my entire life's mission, because my children, my faith, my husband, my family, that's my life's mission, right? But in how I can impact and serve others, it's a part of my life's mission to bring this through into the network marketing space. That's how powerful I think that this is. Does it mean every single person on our team right now understands it? No, but they will as we keep going, as we keep refining, and as we keep figuring it out, because we're not going to give up on that. We're not going to give up. Well, it's almost like a bloodhound who got the scent, right? It's just like, we're going to find it. We're going to find it in there. We're going to get it, right? And as soon as we find it, we're going to bring it to our team. So it's, you're literally getting to be in a room with leaders who are not afraid to do the work, the real work, the refinement, the evolving, like, we're not just talking about elevate to the next level, make more money. Like, we are literally evolving as human beings, and you get to witness that. And I got to witness that with you.
I'd like to
evolving as
witness.
evolving
go
as
ahead.
human beings. Hello. That's identity fusion. Okay. And leave and you stop evolving. Okay, that's rude. That's the scare tactic a little bit. Like, oh my God, if you, and again, I was told that, like, oh, we're here and you're doing the Lord's work. Like, oh, you're here. Like, this is the most fulfilling thing that you can do. And it's like, I don't, and I had this, I say this fight. I'm like, I'm not I mean, I will fight. Never mind. I'm not physically fighting with people, but I will. Sometimes I can't let things go. And so in Young Living, the last MLM I was in, 2019 to 2022, my upline was like, this is what God has me doing. And I'm like, then what about all the other people in the world? Because she was like, this is it. This is what, like, God has us doing, or this is what God has me doing. And like, this is whatever. She made it seem like that was the pentultimate, like, the ultimate thing. And I was like, have you read about Gary Young? Like, I don't know what to tell you. This could go away. What about doctors? What about nurses? What about people in, waste management? What about all this other stuff? And we were going back and forth, and it's like, what if I leave? Like, then what
That part.
happens?
Yeah. I was
And
going to bring
we-
that up because I feel like when you leave MLM or you leave their MLM, it's easy for the uplines to basically paint the picture that person is regressing.
Yep.
Oh, well, this is their higher purpose. Well, if they get out because they're questioning the product-based pyramid scheme, then they're not living their purpose, and they're regressing as a human being, and they're not evolving. Because really what I'd love to see is Kelsey and Kendra evolve into a human being that realizes that multi-level marketing is a scheme for, self-preservation, essentially. Financial self-preservation.
Yeah. And when you leave, you cap yourself, that you'll never be able to get past that. Like that, and that's worse. Like that spiritually or whatever, if you leave, that God's never going to be able to do the work that he was supposed to do in you. And that is a Christian thing. Like that's
what they use. They weaponize Christianity in that way,
right?
In multi-level marketing. We're not saying that about Christianity as a whole.
No.
We're saying Maybe
They
these
do
two
that.
aren't, maybe they are, but what we have seen is that MLM companies do, and the distributors at the top do weaponize Christianity
Right.
in
Yes.
that way. Yeah, I just
In
wanted
my
to be clear on
chat,
that.
yeah, my chat, we always say kind, ethical, humans are always welcome. People who
Yeah.
have questions, they're welcome. Like ethical, religious, humans are welcome. I'm saying from my experience as someone who went to church for 30 years, the things that were twisty as hell, the things I experienced in Young Living and Mary Kay that were weaponized against me and other people, not saying these specific people, the things I hear again, like that are red flags, like some of the Christianese. And I'm not saying that the people in the live chat do this. And what is offensive about what they're doing is they're taking something that I know that people hold dearly and sacredly in the live chat, that it dirties what the people in the live chat hold sacred. And
Yeah.
that people in the live chat are using ethically, and that the people in the live chat do not weaponize against other people. And the people in MLMs who use religion in a sacred way, it is hard to separate the MLM from your religion when you leave. For me, the MLM stuff and the religion, it feels like tea, and I can't separate them anymore. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what I am anymore. I'm not a fan of anything anymore. But
Yeah.
I recognize that there's kind, ethical people out there, and they're welcome in the live chat.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so anyways,
Yeah.
She cried for 4 days. I literally got to watch her change. And that's why we have a thread in the Foundry called Sharing the Shift, Kendra's story. She's got her own thread in there where she goes in and shares her journey, her experience, what she's feeling, what she's moving through, what she's like had to unlearn and recognized was a block for her, which is so huge because so much of our lack of achievement, lack of success is not being aware of our blocks.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's where a lot of us get stuck is we're hard workers, we're go-getters. We want to make, like, we show up, we put in the full energy, and we have like such genuine hearts. We want every single person that comes onto our team to completely wildly change their life. Nobody left behind. But when you get stuck and you can't figure out where's the block, what is it? It's like so frustrating. And I just feel like that event, going to that event, especially you coming with me, helped us to release some of that blockage, a lot of it, to say like, oh, this is why. And I will say this too. We're paving this. We're starting the movement. We're paving this way in the next year or two. All the network marketing leaders will be doing this.
Yeah,
Because this is why companies are shutting down.
Yeah.
This is why.
Is it? Or is it because people are speaking out and sharing their experiences in multi-level marketing at all different levels? Is it because the anti-MLM movement is so large and there's so much information readily available for free for people? Is it because of the statistics around multi-level marketing and that being readily available? Because I don't... it would be great for multi-level marketing to just go away as a whole. I don't think that that's going to happen for quite some time, unfortunately. But it's interesting to me that she thinks that she has the answer to sustaining multi-level marketing as a left brain, right brain thing. Let's not forget what she's talking about here. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Wild.
People are hopping around from company to company trying to search for something that's missing. This is what's missing. What we're doing in the Foundry is what's missing. And I think it's so important to acknowledge that, because a lot of people, you know, they'll even say like, oh, people don't make a lot of money in network marketing, people, blah, 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 is whatever, all these like projections, right? And I can see how somebody would come in and for 6 months straight get everything that they got, And I could sit there and say, well, you didn't give it enough time. Okay, another 6 months go by. They show up, they do the blueprint, show up every day, post every day, still not. Well, you just got to keep going, you know? And it's like, okay, but at some point, am I actually going to make money? Like, you know what I mean? And now I'm recognizing it's the system that they're stuck in. They're not actually growing. They don't have this missing piece. They're just doing the same thing with no growth because they don't know how to tap into that elevation. Everybody wants to talk about it, but not a lot of people know how to teach it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where the Foundry is really going to excel as we go along, as we figure it out, as we build it out, is really helping people learn how to tap into that next version of themselves and continue the lifelong work of.
I guarantee you, if we got in their group, I would be able to predict the training. You know how sometimes I'm like, oh, this is where they're going to go into a recruiting thing, or this is where they're going to go into this. I feel like I would be able to predict it. I feel like we need to get in the group.
I agree. This is really twisty because this feels like a spiritual shift of, hey, by the way, the copy and paste stuff doesn't work. So we're going to go spiritual. It feels like the pivot that Ray Higdon took. And Ray Higdon didn't just take a spiritual pivot. He kind of took a spiritually racist, in my opinion, pivot. So y'all...
Mia just walked in.
Okay.
Carry on. I'm going to mute myself real quick.
So y'all be careful with watching his stuff going forward. Definitely a trigger warning because we... some of the things that he's referencing are not just the Bible and his really twisty mentors. Some of the mentors that he's referencing are from the early 1900s. And when we've looked into those thought leaders, they have really awful ties to really racist groups and stuff like that. So just a heads up. Just a heads up if you're going to be listening to Ray Higdon, if he's not telling you where he's getting his quotes from. He let us know some of the books that he was referencing, and it's not good. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. But
I need Ray to stay off the internet.
Yeah. But this is kind of twisty that Kendra and Kelsey are like, hey, by the way, copy and paste isn't working, so we're going to go, and the block stuff that they're talking about, there is a similar thing that has been going on in churches for 15-ish years. There's a similar thing called faith walking, and that same thing, you get the blocks out of the way so that you can receive healing for diseases. You get these blocks out of the way so that God can actually reveal the sin in your life so that you can ask for forgiveness, because sin is what actually causes diseases. I'm saying the blocks that they are talking about are the kind of the correlated. And I'm not saying this. I know that not everyone believes the same thing, but there are similarities in other organizations that are ticking some of the, oh my God, this sounds similar.
Yeah.
So this is hitting my spiritual. I hope we can get into this group because this sounds twisty as hell. I hope Erin can get into this group because this sounds twisty as hell. So
I would like to get in the group.
Somebody message Erin. Somebody message Erin.
Yeah. Wild.
Always growing.
Yeah, and that comes too with the leaders. The leaders not asking questions. They go in network marketing and they have a big team underneath them and they have a big onboarding system, but then they don't know how to help someone who's stuck at a block, and they just get lost like a needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
And most people will not have the grit and fortitude to keep going without a paycheck. I didn't make hardly any money until my 3rd, 4th year in network marketing, and I didn't hit my paycheck until I was like 7 years in. I mean, that's a long freaking time.
I was talking to Matt last night and I was like, people look at me as having quick success. Don't get me wrong. I came to this company and I did 54K in a month, my first month, but it's like, it took me 6 years to get there to my dream monthly income. It took me 6 years of ups and downs and all people leaving, paychecks crumbling, watching my paycheck go backwards for 3 years, getting lost, unplugging from social media for 3 months, like creating a course to maybe say like, maybe this will help me. Like, I don't know. And then just really, honestly, truly
Creating a course?
Funnel.
What a
on aisle
weird
3.
way. Well, you what?
Funnel on aisle 3.
I was just going to say, what a weird way to try to funnel new recruits into your MLM company. That was the offer. You know, maybe I could create this course. Maybe I'll take 3 months off of social media. For her check to be dropping, she was losing team members. And the only way that you can replace that is by recruiting more team members. So they come up with all these extravagant ways to try and, you know, come up with a way to rope in new people. So a course, a website, a challenge, a something or other, you know, it's the perfect example of reinventing the wheel. And it's the same for the same purpose. You know what I mean? Different language, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Surrendering it to God and saying, just tell me what I'm supposed to do here, because obviously I'm not figuring this out on my own. And that's when I found this company. And so I just firmly believe I will always put a flag, a stake, whatever, in the knowing that I was led here. And I think that this is the beginning of why. You know, sometimes you don't know, you don't see, you just feel that you're led here, but you don't know for what purpose. And I think that's another frustrating thing too, is that we get stuck in the coaching echo chamber so much, and everybody trying to project onto us how we should do business. Like when I first came in here, I was doing business my way and I was exploding. And then 4 months in, a mentor a couple up lines above said, you need to stop teaching skill sets, which is actually what I'm coded to do. I'm coded to teach. That's like what I'm meant to do. So you need to stop teaching and you need to focus on duplication. And from that moment, I mean, I still made some big paychecks, but it just then started. And then I got so lost in like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What, like, I don't understand. Like, what am I supposed to teach? Maybe I don't. Maybe I do need to do it this way. Hey, oh, you have a question on this? Yeah, go to the onboarding. Oh, hey, come to the Tuesday call. Hey, and then disconnecting from my team, disconnecting from the way I did business, disconnecting from everything. And so we have to really shut off the noise. We have to have full trust and faith that God's going to lead us and how we're meant to do things, and not let anyone tell us the way that we're supposed to do it whenever we feel like we are, you know, for me, like I'm meant to be here. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I need to go discover it, not have somebody else tell me what it is.
Oh my God. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, not have somebody else tell her what it is, but wouldn't God be telling her what it is? Wouldn't that be somebody else telling her what it is? Maybe I'm being too logical.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's making sense, but I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really the other thing too, that a lot of people, you know, in the Foundry who come in and they ask questions and they get coaching, I think that they're getting such a different response from us than what they were in the previous way of doing things, that it's like, wow. Like even the challenge that I put out. So I invested into this like 19 grand, by the way, because leaders should always be investing, I believe, in growth. And so that's what we did. We both are investing into this mentorship program. And I got on the first call last week and they were talking about this idea, but the idea was just that. It was an idea. And then you created off of it. They didn't tell you what to do, how to do it. You came up with the idea and they would soundboard. Hey, do you have any logistical questions about how you could set this up? Blah, blah, blah. So they gave people the space to ask questions. But the original, most of the call was, here's an idea to help you get into your creative mode. And it was a challenge. And so what did I do? I went to the Foundry. I said, hey guys, this is what I just learned. This is what they're doing. This is what God
So you're So you're plagiarizing a course that you're taking, and then you're going to your. Oh my God! Plagiarism just makes me lose my ever-loving mind. Also, when you use oh my God, a handicap spot as a takeout, a temporary takeout spot. I'm just okay. Stop doing both. I just stop plagiarizing and stop doing the other thing. Just you're
I want to
spending.
know.
Yeah, God.
I want to know what she paid $19,000 for. I want to know
Whose
what
course is it?
program that is.
And then I want to go tattletale on him. I'm sorry. I'm a narc.
I just want to. I just want to
know.
cover it.
Uh,
I have so much that I just have so many questions, you know?
Got me excited on the call because I got to connect with a couple of people and learn about these challenges that they were hosting. And one of them, I was like,
Challenges.
send me an invite.
Remember when I said challenges
you did.
just a few minutes ago? And I was like,
Yeah.
that's like another bait thing, whatever. I can't think of the word that I want to use there, but they're throwing out that bait to see who bites. You know, challenges,
God.
funnels, websites, courses. Yeah.
Like, I want to come to that. And it was coming from such a place of, like, for me, the Faith Lens Wednesday is my challenge, right? But we had people on our team who was like, ooh, I could do this. Or, oh, what if I did this? Or, hey, I could set this. Or even like you, the furnace, right? Let me create this space for women and I get to pour in. Like, oh my goodness. It just comes from such a place of creativity.
And it's mine. And it's mine. It's
yours. And the other thing, it's not only yours, it's your full credit.
Mhm.
Like, nobody can take credit for what you're doing because it's you, it's your vision. And I feel like too, a lot of times as leaders, when we start having success, people like to take credit for what we do.
Yeah.
And that's the other
credit.
thing we got to break out of. I told Matt this last night. I had a pretty lengthy conversation about this. I said, I don't want to take credit for people's success. I want to help them have success that they can take credit for, because I know what it feels like to have people try to take credit. And
God,
it just
what a
comes from such a
hypocrite.
different place. And
I know what it's like for people to take credit for my stuff, but you just took credit for somebody else's $19,000 course that you're taking. Oh my God. Okay, Kelsey, what are you doing?
I
You're
have the
plagiarizing.
perfect
Stop.
soundbite for that.
I'm ready. The amount of times
Nailed it.
I'm never gonna get tired of that soundbite.
Me neither. I think it's so classic.
Oh.
it's true collaboration versus the leader tells you what to do.
Yeah. And you're the small person in the room. Like that all has to get smashed. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
when our team, and if you guys watching decide to align with the Foundry, like that's the challenge for you. So don't come in here expecting like, yeah, you're going to get guys, don't get me wrong. But like, it's going to be different because there's going to be questions asked and then you're going to have to come up with the answers. Actually be a part of the conversation and not come to a chat and say, well, what do I do next? Like, that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Long term, that's going to create you so much wealth. It's not even funny.
Yeah, because and I know that for some people that might seem scary, but
For me.
I am telling you, you will find so much joy and passion and purpose again when you are the one creating it, when you are the one and you have the container to mastermind, to brainstorm, to collaborate.
This sounds expensive. This sounds. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to say that?
The delivery was funny.
It just sounds like a pay to play hierarchy, and it sounds like they're at the top, and it sounds like an auxiliary cassette tape Amway-esque situation. It sounds, which is interesting. If they're making so much money with Enagic, then why did they have to do this funnel Foundry fluffery? I was gonna say something else. I don't know. I'm confused. Except I'm not confused. Like, if they're making so much money in this high ticket sales stuff, why do they have to do this? I don't understand. What's the point with this? This still pay to play. Like, I already have to pay to get access to my commission check. Why do I have to pay to be a part of this hierarchy? Like, I'm already doing it in Enagic. Like, what do I like? Why? Why? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, check the private chat.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Say, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, I'm working on this. What could I shift? What could I do? Like, you have any open suggestions? And you're just like co-creating and collaborating with a group of women who can see what you're doing and be like, whoa, what if you did this? Or what if you added that? Or what? And you can take whatever you want and be like, oh, that's a really good idea. Or I don't know if I want to go that direction. Right. And so it's like, you get to come for the conversation, not the answers. Right? And it's such a different feeling.
That whole statement, the whole come to the conversation, not get the answer, just completely shifted everything for me as a mentor.
Yeah.
Because I've always done that. And I always like, why is nobody asking questions? Like, now I coach differently. I mentor differently because I'm igniting conversation versus feeling like I just want to tell them what to do because they trusted me as their coach and mentor, which that's how I used to think. So,
And
oh my God.
I'm pulling the plug.
DC and live chat. Do y'all think we've seen what we needed to see here with these two? Because at this point, I feel like it's running together.
Is there a soundbite for like, I've seen what I needed to see? Or is that you always saying, I feel like.
I think I say that, but I don't have that soundbite, but I do have this.
I think I've like in my brain, I'm like, it must be you saying that I've seen what I needed to see. I'm just going to have to like clip that and just.
That's Justin Bieber.
Oh, I like when you say it better.
I've seen what I needed to see.
Yeah. It's a Bieber sound. I like when Erin says it more, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like we've seen what we needed to see, you know? I feel like at this point, they're not even talking about selling water filters. They're talking about the Foundry. They're talking about personal development. It's the same plays that we see in multi-level marketing, but it's been interesting to watch them, just like Kay Marie said, they're just going in circles thinking they're profound. It has been interesting to watch them go in those circles, thinking that they're coming up with something that is so revolutionary that multi-level marketing as a whole is going to adopt their ideas. That's wild.
Yeah, I think it's double twisty. I think it's auxiliary. I think they're looking to make money. I think it's also a funnel into Enagic because I think they're trying to develop credibility. They are not going. Enagic is one of the worst about never, ever, 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 ever mentioning the name of their company. They will hold out the longest, if they can, about not mentioning the company because they do not want people to look up online to see how expensive those water filters are because they're the water. They're so expensive. And they look awful.
$5,000.
Yeah. And so they can't trust you to go look it up because if you do, you're gone. If you are a cold lead, you're gone. If you're a warm lead, you're probably gone. You cannot be trusted with the internet. You cannot be trusted. So, but if you have developed credibility with them in the Foundry, you're probably a warm to hot lead. And so you probably can get shoved into the funnel of Enagic. And so you're either paying them for the Foundry or all of a sudden you're going to be in the Foundry and then probably in Enagic. So I think
I have this clip of a movie in my head with what they're doing. Have y'all seen The Breakup?
No.
With Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, wait.
Please let me know there are people in the chat or the replay crew that know what I'm talking about.
I think I've seen the movie poster. I don't think I've seen
the movie, have to
though.
watch it.
Okay.
As your friend, you have to watch it. It's hilarious. Okay. I mean, there's sad points, but this scene is hilarious. Okay, Angela has seen it at least. Okay, Tiffany has.
Oh, dang
Okay,
it.
you know the scene when they're in the kitchen. Well, when Vince Vaughn is in the kitchen, or he's sleeping on the couch, and Jennifer Aniston's brother and his I want to say choir group, a quartet. They're in her room, which they have these jurisdictions because they've broken up by this point. The couch is his, the bedroom is hers. So they're
Oh.
practicing in the bedroom. Vince Vaughn walks in and he's like, "Hey, you got to get out of here." And what is the pitch thing?
I know what you're talking about. It's
I
not
don't
a
know what
kazoo,
that's
but
called.
it's a little like
So the brother, no, Vince Vaughn like grabs it and the brother does this like karate move and like throat checks him or something. Vince Vaughn goes down and he's like, "You don't interrupt people in the middle of a pitch pipe. Thank you. You don't interrupt people in the middle of a funky groove." And he's the whitest guy saying it. And it is hilarious. And then Jennifer Aniston walks in after all of that has transpired and everybody's left. And Vince Vaughn has like an ice pack on the back of his neck. I'm getting to a point, promise.
I love it.
I feel like the Foundry is, let me back up. When Vince Vaughn talks about oh God, what does he say? Where she's like, "Oh, did my brother kick your butt or whatever?" And he's like, "He didn't kick my butt. It was a cheap shot. He fooled me with his trickery." And I can't, it's really, really funny. But as you were talking about the Foundry and how that's like another layer for trying to get people into this scheme, I kept thinking of the fooling with trickery.
Oh my
I don't
God.
remember. Maybe some of you guys do. If you haven't watched that movie, please watch that movie as your friend on the internet.
I love that.
You guys need to see it. It's
I
funny.
gotta download that clip now. Gotta add it to
It's so
the
funny.
streaming. Oh my God, I love that.
Just got here. Love the vibes. Thank you.
The vibes are a vibe, especially October vibes are the best, honestly. Like
I love
it's
October.
October's the best.
I do.
And
I love
honestly, you can probably like suck in November a little bit to October, like half November, right before Thanksgiving.
it. Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Yeah. But October, there's
So,
nothing like October.
yeah.
I just love it.
October. So
All right. Well, I feel like we've seen what we needed to see. And if you guys stayed hydrated through this entire sermon of nonsense, congrats. You survived 2 hours and 16 minutes with DC and I, through some weird sales personal development training that is basically just a funnel to get people into the Foundry, which is Enagic, and it's kind of embarrassing.
yeah, I don't know. We remember if someone says they're dismantling network marketing, check for an Enagic link first. We love
Always
it.
check the link first.
Or high ticket sales, check for an Enagic link or a high ticket sales, bit.ly short, whatever it is, because it's probably both and. Richard did not kick my ass.
It's so funny. It's
Oh
so
my God, I
funny.
love it.
Also, if it quacks like an MLM and filters like an Enagic water filter, it's still an MLM.
So hit like, subscribe, and share this with anybody being wooed by a faith-based business. We've got more deep dives coming, plus members only after parties. I don't have
not
any
today.
yet,
We're not doing it today.
not today, but she has a lot more, but I'm working on mine eventually. So, but not
You
today.
do a lot of members only stuff.
We do, but I do mine earlier in the day.
Yeah.
But I might work on mine after.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a night owl though, so
That's
some
okay.
of my regular stuff is in the evening time.
It's okay. That's good though. That works
Oh.
for some
Yeah.
people. We all
Yeah.
have different schedules. We're all in different time zones. If you guys
Yeah.
want to become a member, click the join button on whoever's channel you're watching, or if you want to become a member of both of our channels, that would be amazing. And yeah, what else, DC? Do we
I don't
miss
know.
anything?
Yeah, don't drink the Kool-Aid. We analyze the ingredients, and don't forget to take your meds and hydrate, and remember that eating is good for your mental and physical well-being, and
Like and subscribe.
do the YouTubey things and be kind to yourself, and we'll see you next time. So
And thanks for watching.
yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye, everybody.